Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Talia and today we're going to be doing an update on my first semester of nursing school. This video was highly requested by you guys and I want to talk about what my first semester was like and answer all of your questions that I received in the comments. And before we get into it, I also want to let you guys know that I'm filming on a brand new camera. I'm so excited about it. If you watch some of my other videos, you might have noticed I had an annoying autofocus noise in the back, which I got rid of, and I'm so happy about it. So as you guys might know, if you've watched some of my previous videos, I got accepted into a 12-month accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program, and I started in August. So we finished our first semester in the beginning of December. In that first semester, we took 5 classes: Fundamentals of Nursing, Med-Surg, Pathophysiology, Health Assessment, and Med-Calc. We also did a clinical rotation. So everything that they say about nursing school is true. It's really hard and it's very intense, especially in an accelerated program. In my case, we have a year to get through all the material we can to prepare us for the NCLEX, in addition to completing our clinical hours. Things can get really hectic and it can be difficult to juggle all of the assignments that you have to do, plus clinical assignments, studying for class, and making at least some small amount of time, if you can, to spend time with your friends or family throughout all of that and have some time for yourself too. And I think that's the thing that I struggled with the most, because when I was taking prereqs and especially in undergrad, I had a lot of time to myself and was able to balance all of those things that came along with schoolwork, and I was able to make time for everybody. With this, it is definitely very time consuming. It took me a while to adapt my study methods because I just was, again, like I said before, so used to memorizing things in prereqs that like Med-Surg really causes you to use critical thinking and really apply what you know. And then for health assessment and fundamentals, we had a lab component to it. So there we would do skills check-offs. So those were nerve-wracking. I would get so nervous. There was a lot to memorize with that, a lot of steps, and you had to be able to perform it in front of the lab instructor. Once you passed those skills check-offs, you were able to continue on to clinical, and that was really exciting and interesting because I'd never done anything like that before. I'd never worked in a hospital or volunteered or anything, so it was just really interesting to see how a hospital works and like a floor and everything like that and the flow. I'm not a morning person, so it was really hard to get used to waking up very early for well, at first it was hard to get used to waking up early for classes, and I thought that was early, but clinical was so much earlier, so that's still something that I'm adjusting to as well. And it can be kind of hard to maintain a good sleep schedule because sometimes you're staying up the night before studying for an exam, or you're just trying to have some like personal time for yourself, and it can be hard to have like the discipline to make yourself go to bed on time, but it's super important getting your rest, especially in this program. So yeah, I would say that my first clinical experience was great. I loved my clinical group so much, and I learned so many things in such a short amount of time. It's always like you think that you don't know something or that you don't know much, and then there would be times where I would be asked a question and then I would speak about it in like ways that I didn't even know that I knew. You always know more than you think you do, and that was one of my biggest takeaways, and that really helped instill some confidence. After having clinical, then throughout the week we would have the classes. I'm the kind of person that I'll start getting a momentum very early on. Like in the beginning of the semester, I had a really like strong momentum going, and then kind of towards the middle or the end, I just started like kind of losing it a little bit. So just getting back on track, and one of the best ways to do that is to just not let everything pile up until the end. And I tend to like burn out if I try to study too many hours in a day, so I really try to like break it up and then take as many breaks in between as I can. Sometimes I do like the technique where you do like, you study for like 30 or 45 minutes and you take a 5 to 10 minute break and then you go back, and that helps. And also on the subject of studying, one of the best things that I was able to do with study with other people and make friends. Friends can get you through so many things in the program, and it's really great support system. You can like compare notes and stuff that maybe they heard something in class that you didn't, because these classes just go so fast, and there's so much information thrown out in the day. I mean, you could even step out to go to the bathroom and miss something that might be on the test. So it's always great to compare notes with other people. Also, friends are so great because they're like the support system that you didn't even know was like lacking in your life possibly. I mean, I have really great friends outside of the program, and they're very understanding about my schedule and time constraints. They never make me feel bad for not being able to hang out or something like that, and they know how it is. But for example, like with some of like my family members, sometimes they don't understand, and they can kind of give me a hard time about like having to leave a family engagement early or something, or having to miss it altogether. So I just like having friends who are in the program and are going through similar things, and that you can just vent to, who get you. Another thing I was surprised about is how quickly things can change at the drop of a hat, scheduling wise, with classes, exams, things like that. So just being very flexible, and especially at clinical, being flexible and ready to absorb any new information. And I remember going to information sessions when I was applying to schools, for other schools, not my school, but other schools would say things like, this is gonna be, you know, the hardest thing that you ever have to do, and I'll be surprised if like how many of you make it through this and stuff like that. Just hearing those things was really discouraging. I don't think that that's like the attitude that like other programs should have when they're preparing for admissions for the applicants. I think having a certain amount of encouragement is really good. And as hard as nursing school is, it is doable if you manage your time correctly, and if you're dedicated enough to study when you don't feel like it. Because I'm telling you, like, the motivation that you experience in the beginning of the program when things are new and exciting and you're starting something new, like, that goes really fast. And then all that's left is the discipline that you have to get yourself out of bed to study and early before class, or get yourself to go home and try to study on the weekends or something like that, or get that assignment out of the way or something. Those are the things that are going to help you, not waiting around for motivation to come around. But one of the biggest things I would say is important at the same time is also knowing when to take a step back and take care of yourself, because things like rest are really important to do when you're able to. And you know, if you don't pick a day to rest every now and then, or some time to rest, your body's gonna pick it for you and you're gonna get sick. So especially because there's so much stress, and that just like weakens your immune system in and of itself, and you're, you know, going to the hospital, you're around other people all the time, and I feel like that was just one of the things that helped. And setting time with your friends and family when you can be one of the best things to get your mind off of school. So it's all about just trying to find as much of a balance as you can. And yeah, overall I would say it was a great first semester. Learned so much, and I definitely want to push myself more now in the second semester. We're in the second semester now. There were some exams that I didn't do so hot in, and I did well in most of them, but there were a couple exams where I had to pick myself up afterward and really like try to get my head on straight. So if you guys want to see a video on how to handle and cope with not getting the grade you wanted on an exam, and how to revamp your study methods, then let me know in the comments. So that's it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and as always, leave any questions that you might have in the comments. So let's start a discussion, and I want to know, how are your semesters going in nursing school, or if you're in pre-nursing or anything like that, let me know. Also comment with what videos you guys might want to see in the future, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye!